Welcome back to the channel. If you are delivering packages with your own car, or you want to deliver a package with your own car, here are the 10 money-losing mistakes you must never, ever make. Number 1, not knowing your employer's rules. See, the thing here is that any employer that you work for, let's say you're working for Amazon Flex or DoorDash or your local delivery agency, whatever. There are 3 important rules that you need to follow: punctuality, availability, and customer service. Those are really important. Those are really, a lot of people get fired because they have no idea what those rules are. So really, you have to know your employer's rules. If you don't know those rules, this could be costing you a lot of cash. For example, when we speak about Amazon Flex, they have some rules for you. Like, they want you to pick up packages from an Amazon delivery station and deliver it directly to customers. So this is basically, we're speaking about punctuality and availability. So delivery blocks are typically 3 to 6 hours. Okay, and for the Prime Now and Amazon Fresh, you have to pick up groceries or household items from an Amazon delivery station and deliver it directly to customers. And delivery blocks here are 2 to 4 hours. So you can see that always they talk about punctuality and availability. And so this is kind of the same thing across the board for any employer that you want to work for. So if you are delivering packages with your own car, you have to be very aware of that. And also, don't forget about technology. Okay, they will want you to have a specific type of Android phone, not too old. Android or iPhone, it's really important to actually have the right version of the phone, because you are going to download the app onto your phone. So you need to have some kind of the latest phone. So overall, that's the rule number 1 that we see a lot of rookies get into this business. They're trying to make some cash on the side, and they do not understand the rules of the employer they are working for. So please, boss, know the rules of the platform you are driving for. Again, this could be an e-commerce platform, so just Amazon, Walmart, and whatnot, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber, or this could also be a local provider. You always have to know the rules. They are important. Mistake number 2, not having a qualifying vehicle. See, the whole thing here is that you will be actually delivering products for a specific company. Make sure that you have the proper vehicle. So the thing here is that when we speak about having a proper vehicle, you got to ask yourself, what does the employer want? Do they want a car, a truck, or a van in any conditions? Because this is important. What kind of doors are they looking for? Are they looking for 2 or 4 doors? See, the whole thing is, if you want to actually work for a company, and let's say there is a dichotomy, there is a contradiction between the vehicle that you have and the vehicle they're looking for, you're just wasting your time. You will never qualify for that side gig. So it's really important to research that part. Really important, okay? And ask yourself, what kind of auto insurance? I'll speak about the auto insurance later on, but what kind of insurance they want? Do they want your name on the policy, or they want another person's and the company's name on the policy? And what about inspection? Do they want you to actually have some kind of vehicle inspection on file? So those are really, like, you might be thinking those are little things, but they do really are important, especially when it comes to maintaining your status as an active driver for the employer. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's take, again, we're going back to Amazon Flex, because that's one of the most known programs in the country. So Amazon Flex wants you to have a mid-sized or larger vehicle, because most deliveries require a 4-door mid-sized sedan or a larger vehicle like an SUV, van, or truck with a covered bed. Okay, they want you to have, for instance, in addition to the vehicle qualification, they want you to have a valid U.S. driver's license. So based on the vehicle that you're driving, you can just have a regular driver's license or a CDL. Okay, and so the bottom line is what? Please make sure that you want to contact the employer and make sure that the vehicle you have actually matches what they're looking for. And the thing is, nowadays there is a constellation of programs in the country, not only from e-commerce platforms but also from local players, and each program, each local player has a different set of rules when it comes to what they consider as a qualifying vehicle. And one thing you also have to pay attention to is the maintenance report on the vehicle that you're currently driving. Because the thing is, when you're driving for personal reasons, the maintenance requirements are not the same that that you would have if you start driving professionally, at least partially. You're driving the car for business purposes. You're going to have to maintain the car a lot more and a lot more frequently. I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. We are speaking about delivering packages with your own car, the top 10 costly mistakes that you should really avoid, absolutely avoid. So mistake number 1, not knowing your employer's rules. Number 2, not having a qualifying vehicle. Mistake number 3, not checking the order specs. See, the thing is, let's say you have an order, right? You have your app, and basically you got the order, and you just jump in your car, you just drive to the location. Well, this is not really happening that way, boss. I want you to hold your horses, slow down. I want you to read the order specs and know exactly what they're asking of you. What are they? At what time do they want you to show up at the pickup area at? What time do they want you to show up at the destination, at the drop-off area at? Think about those things. Take the time to read. It takes only 2 or 3 minutes. Why are you rushing? Some people are just trying to make, like, people have monetary quotas. They have a sales goal they want to reach every day. I want to make $90 today. I want to make $100 today. So they just jumping. Please, hey. Stop that gung-ho attitude. You want to slow down, read the order specs. So if you don't read the order specs, you can actually be going to the wrong pickup location, or you can actually choose an order that is in the bad, quote-unquote, bad pickup location. Let me give you an example. Let's say you just find yourself in the wrong side of town. Again, I'm just saying this very respectfully. There are no wrong sides of town, but things happen. There are some neighborhoods that you may not want to go to, and if you don't check the order specs, you'll realize, hey, listen, they want me to drive they want me to drive in that neighborhood that I never want to go to, either for pickup or drop off. And all of a sudden, you actually committed already to actually delivering or dropping off for this kind of package, and you realize you can't do it. This is why it's important. It's important to take the time. It's important. See, the thing is, once you have the location in place and you're taking the time to check everything, you can actually study the route too. See, in delivery, we speak about route optimization. You can see the best way to get there, how to get there, what kind of traffic congestion, what kind of congested traffic to avoid. All these things, you have to plan those things in advance. Very important. Mistake number 4, not having proper insurance. Oh boy. This is really important. See, the thing is that when we speak about proper insurance, see, a lot of drivers who drive personally who drive their own cars, they think they can just parlay their personal insurance into a gig making capacity. No. See, the thing is, there could be a coverage gap between personal and employer auto insurance. See, depending on your car insurance company and your employer's insurance, there may be a gap between both insurance policies. Okay, this is really important. Now, it's important when you are driving for, let's say you're driving for Amazon Flex or Grubhub. Again, going back to what I said earlier, you want to make sure that you are clear about their insurance requirements. But in any way, shape, or form, it's always important to ask the employer, and because you might need a commercial auto insurance policy. So do not make the mistake of thinking that your personal auto insurance will qualify, because God forbid you get in trouble or you get involved in an accident. How are you going to be covered? See, that's the thing. I don't want you to be a greedy ass and say, I'm not getting any commercial auto insurance anyway because it's too expensive and I'm not making enough money to actually cover that. Don't do this. This is a big mistake. It will cost you a lot of cash. You get involved in an accident, you hurt someone, whatever. If you hit someone and you are just saddled with $10,000 in bills, whatever, in legal bills and hospital bills, you don't want to do that. So it's important to really think about it. Whether you are, let's say, you're driving for Amazon Flex or Domino's Pizza, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, Uber Eats, and whatnot, you have to check their requirements. Do not find yourself driving for an employer whose auto insurance policy you haven't checked. Okay, this is very important. And also, don't forget about yourself. about yourself. Let's say you're driving and something happens to you personally. Are you going to be covered in terms of your medical insurance? See, the whole thing is we haven't thought about that. See, when we talk about not having proper insurance, I'm not just speaking about auto insurance. I'm also talking about your medical insurance, your health insurance. Because let's say, if you're just driving regularly, everything is fine. They're covering you. But what if you're also working, instead of working eight hours a day, you are working 12 to 18 hours a day? What will happen here? Let's say something happens while you're driving for Grubhub or Domino's Pizza, and you just tired. You just slept on the wheel. Stuff happens. Will your health insurance policy cover you? Those are things I want you to think about. And I want you to ask your employer for a clarification before you start driving for them. Mistake number 5, boss. I just want to quickly remind for those of you who just joined us, we are speaking into this conversation. The topic is delivering packages with your own car, the top 10 costly mistakes you need to avoid. You need to really avoid. Not having a schedule is mistake number 5. We see a lot of gig economy players. They actually make that mistake. Boss, you want to drive for, you're probably driving right now, or you want to drive for Amazon Flex, or you want to use your car to make money. Do you have a schedule? See, you got to understand, this is a job. This is a job. This is not a side gig, that you can just get up, you can get up, brush your teeth, and say, listen, today I'm going to drive for Amazon Flex. Hey. Have a schedule. Having a daily routine makes you more efficient. It creates structure in your life. It will save you money. It will build momentum. It actually can instill good habits, break bad habits, okay? It will reduce procrastination, which can kill your business or your side gig. And of course, it will help you achieve your dreams and your goals faster. Okay, so this is really important. So new drivers, according to our research, can make the mistake of taking too many days off at the beginning, and that messes up your momentum. You need to have momentum going into this business. Okay, yes, it is your business. I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you're thinking this is just a side gig. I have my regular 9 to 5. Okay, there are people making 6 digits in doing this. What you consider a side gig, there are people actually doing it full time and making 6 digits, probably more than you at your 9 to 5 job. So you got to think of it. You got to think of this gig as a business, as a job. Okay, so it's really important that you want to have the structure around. You want to say, listen, every day I'm going to drive for 4 hours, or every 2 days a week I'm going to drive for 4 hours every day. So you want to have that kind of structure. You need to have that kind of structure so that your brain, your mind, your body, everybody, or your whole body thinks in unison. They think in unison that, hey, listen, this is a money generating gig. And also, don't actually miss pickup or drop-offs. See, the whole thing is, if you don't have a schedule, you run the risk of missing pickup or drop-offs. This is something that you don't want to be, because this will have consequences in terms of your driver rating. You don't want that, because your rating on the app will be really it will be a disaster if you start missing pickup or drop-offs. Mistake number 6, boss, working at the busiest times possible. This is really crazy. When we speak about working at the busiest times possible, you know your city, you know your town, you know that, hey, listen, during rush hour between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. it's just crazy. Traffic is crazy. You don't want to stay in traffic. So it's important to actually know exactly what kind of times are considered busy in your geography. For example, if I'm in New York and I think my busiest time is 3 to 6 p.m., maybe if you are in, let's say, in a small city in North Carolina, maybe the busiest time will be 8 to 10 a.m. So it's really important to make sure that when you choose an order, when you accept an order, and you want to drive, you want to use your car to make some extra cash, that you are choosing a time that is actually in that is aligned to the kind of order you want to deliver. See, the whole thing here is that, listen, it also depends on distance. See, the thing is, I'm not saying do not get orders during the busiest times. You gotta think, use your brain, think about the distance. Are you driving 2 miles, 3 miles? Are you driving 5 miles? Are you driving across town 35 miles and more to deliver the package? Because sometimes it's not just about the money. Okay, so working at the busiest times possible is a big mistake. So don't accept orders at the busiest times possible. Also, making navigation errors can be a big problem. I mean, we are lumping this mistake in the whole working at the busiest times possible, because if there's traffic and you want to take a shortcut, and you start, and the next thing you know, you start finding yourself driving rural roads to get to the next destination because you don't want to take the highway, or you don't want to take the regular way. This could be a problem because you are working at the busiest times possible, and not knowing your city, you got to know your city in and out. How the funny thing is, people believe that you can just rely on the GPS because GPS is everywhere. But what if you don't have signal? There are some places where there is no signal. Remember, when we speak about GPS, everything is done by satellites here. So there are some places where you can be like, listen, especially if you are using your phone. If you're using your phone as your GPS and you don't have signal, then you are really toast. So please know your city a little bit before you want to drive you want to deliver packages in town. Mistake number 7, not knowing your body. The funny thing is, some people believe that they're like Superman or Wonder Woman. It's just crazy. You're probably thinking here, I'm just young. I'm in my 20s, whatever, so I can do anything. You do this, you are going to regret it. Okay? Not knowing your body is a big no. See, the whole thing is, when I'm speaking about not knowing your body, I'm speaking about making sure that you know your body well enough so that you can anticipate bathroom breaks during your shifts. You have to actually analyze your productivity patterns. In other words, when are you more productive? Are you not? See, the thing is, some people are just productive at night. Some people are productive during the day. Some people are just productive around midday. Where are you at, boss? Where are you at? Are you a day person? Are you a night person? I mean, what? See, you have to know those things, and especially this is what I'm just saying. Going back to what I said about, you have to consider this as a job. It's not a side gig. People think, well, it's a side. No, it's not. It's a job. So if you have a job, your job, your responsibility is to make sure that you identify your productivity patterns so you can know when to be more efficient. So when we talk about not knowing your body, I also want to talk about your sleep patterns. This is really, really important. Do you sleep like, some people have a regular sleep. Let's say you go to sleep at 10 and you wake up at 6. So you have your regular 8 hours that the physicians actually recommend. Okay, that's fine. But there are some people that during the day, they like to take a small nap. They like to take a short naps between 12 and 1 or between 3 and 4. It depends on your, specialists call that your circadian rhythm. Okay, so it's really important to really know exactly your sleep patterns, and everything goes into knowing your biology. And one thing that's really, really important I want to mention right now, not getting enough sleep. It's really, really bad. Okay, so being deprived of sleep can cause a lot of things to go wrong. It causes depression, clumsiness, lack of motivation, forgetfulness, massive fatigue, weakened immune system, reduced stamina, among other things. Okay, one thing I want to say here is that if you want to deliver packages with your own car, if you are delivering those packages with your own car, you have to be on top of your form, your shape. You gotta be physically active. You can't be at the wheel and be lethargic because you haven't gotten enough sleep. So please be very careful here. Mistake number 8, having poor customer service. This is really, 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 this is a biggie. See, the thing is, when we talk about poor customer service, we are speaking about several things. Several things. Number 1, your interactions at order pickup and drop off. How you talk to people. Are you polite? Are you discourteous? What is your behavior? Are you ill-mannered? Boss, you have to be really, really careful here. I don't care what happens. It's like, oh, it's her fault. It's his fault. It's not my fault. Whatever. They should not have talked to me that way anyway in the first place. I want you to stop that. Stop those things trying to get into fight for nothing. I mean, you're just getting a gig that will pay you a 25 or $50, whatever, and you just want to ruin your whole future because of a temporary fight with someone. They say something to me, I didn't like that. Stop that. So your interactions at order pickup and drop off should be clean. Please, I want you to hold your horses. I want you to hold your emotions. I want you to really just forget about your ego, okay? It's a job. It's a job. And also, when we talk about having poor customer service, we're also speaking about your social interactions in general. Okay? How do you actually handle them? For example, let's say you are in traffic. You are delivering a package for a client, and are you just shouting? Are you just honking like crazy? This is really important because we're speaking about what will actually feature in your driver's evaluation here. Okay, so having poor customer service in general is really bad. Mistake number 9: doing things that drop your driver rating. This has to go back to every platform. Every employer have their own rules. And I started the conversation by telling you about the 3 important rules you need to pay attention to when you're driving, when you're delivering packages with your own car. So we are speaking about availability, punctuality, and customer service. So anything that goes against those 3 elements, please make sure that you actually don't do them. Okay, including poor driving skills. You gotta have good driving skills. How can you expect delivering packages with your own car if you have poor driving skills? If your driving skills are mediocre, boss, talk to me about that. Okay, so anything that actually drops your rating, whether it is on Amazon Flex or because all those platforms they have rating systems, and even if you are working for a local employer, they have ratings anyway. They may not tell it to you. They may not give it to you openly, but they do have ratings. Mistake number 10, and this is really this is going to summarize everything I say, but this is an important mistake. I mean, an important thing not to do. Not treating the gig as a job. See, the thing here is that everything changes when you think about your side gig as a job. Not only are you more motivated to do the job properly, not only can you make more money, not only can you actually behave because you are thinking this is a job, so you have to be careful, you have to be respectful, you have to watch your social interactions. It actually introduces you to a whole different world of I would say routines in terms of your processes. Okay, so this is important. So not treating the gig as a job is a big mistake. And so when we speak about not treating the gig as a job, we're speaking about you having right now no consistency, no commitment. Consistency means what? It means that, hey, listen, you just pick up a package, you just deliver a package today, and the next time you deliver a package is probably 14 days from now, or 28 days from now, or 65 days from now. There's no consistency. How can your employer rely on you if you are not consistent? Another way of looking at not treating the gig as a job is no commitment. You're not committed. You basically, you do whatever. Yeah, like you only deliver packages when you need money. No constant availability. Basically, they're telling you, hey, can you actually deliver for us today, tomorrow, and the day after next? No, I can't do it because I'm very busy. I have my regular 9 to 5 job. I can't do that. Okay. The employer is not going to force you, but hey, listen, they have notes. They have archives. They actually put things, they actually will put that information into your file. So, not really good. And if you also are not willing to go the extra mile, literally here. In other words, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to drive across town because it is too far, and you want to be home by 6 p.m. to have dinner with your wife and children. And or you have a secret, because the thing is, when we speak about delivery, there's something called last mile delivery. So a lot of logistics companies are finding themselves in a situation where they have to cover that last mile. And if you're a driver who doesn't want to be flexible, sometimes this is really not good. Okay, and also another big mistake is live streaming deliveries. You know, the funny thing is some people are just live streaming on YouTube or whatever their deliveries. What's up with that? I want you to stop doing those things. You know, I mean, you have some YouTubers who are trying to make money double. Like they're trying to make money while driving, and they're also trying to make money by having a YouTube channel. There's nothing wrong with that, but please make sure that you remember that this is still a job. So if you want to live stream, just live stream for 30 minutes, for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Don't live stream for 2 hours or 3 hours. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me quickly recap what we just spoke about today. So basically, if there are here are the top 10 mistakes that you should really avoid. Not knowing your employer's rules, not having a qualifying vehicle, not checking the order specs, not having a proper insurance, not having a schedule, working at the busiest times possible, not knowing your body, having poor customer service, doing things that drop your driver rating, and not treating the gig as a job. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.